you trying to come to a party, whatever, whatever. People hit them up, right? The party happens. We don't know anything about what happened, but I've seen stuff from everybody who was there saying this was one for the ages, it's lit, whatever the case is. But about like 2 days ago, a woman kind of comes out and says, yo, I actually got abused at a party. And she gives like this report. I believe it might be up actually still. She basically, let me see the Soviet. I think, is that her name? Okay, so this is the young woman. Please do not try to bully this lady anything of the sort, please. I don't know what happened. I don't know. By the way, she has some scantily, like, listen, her outfits, her lack of clothing, nothing that she posts, can justify anything that happened. But I think actually I missed a few of the things. So I'm gonna go to Twitter. I think this is her name. Okay, this is her name. Okay, man. So anyway, she tweets out this, right? She says, yo, listen, on January 1st, 2023, I was raped at a party by a complete stranger. I was invited to this party by someone who I thought was a friend. I asked for help. It's not going anywhere, so I've decided to take it to social media. His name is that. She put up his Instagram name. I'll show his name because I did show hers. Please don't also send him any bullying. He might be innocent. Okay. Now I'm only just trying to be objective as possible, but this is how he looks. Obviously everything is now public, so it's not like I'm fucking breaking state secret. She continued by saying, yo, I was invited by Kai. So she names the person who she was invited by. She said, when I decided to leave, he told me that I'd be safer upstairs since I was drunk and no one would bother me. However, after I fell asleep, I thought I was safe due to there being security in Kai's confirmation. Okay. She then says, however, I wasn't safe. She says this particular guy walked in the room when she was asleep and brutally R-worded her. I'm going to just say R-word from now. No algorithm likes this action, okay? Or it likes this word at all. Like, it just fucks everything up. So I'm going to just say R-word. R-word me to the point where I bled when I woke up to see him still on top of me. So she's saying she was, either sleeping and she woke up and she sees a guy having sex with her. She says when she saw him on top of her, she called him out as a R-word and he told me that I was in his bed and that's why he did what he did. Keep going. Tweet 3, she said she was in shock. She texted her friend, and I guess she's talking about Kai, who invited her, but she got no answer and was told by the R-word guy that he left, which she said she later then found to be a lie. He told me we can't just keep it a secret, which is kind of interesting, and pretend nothing happened. But I was already traumatized by then. She then continues by saying, I asked him, did he at least use protection, which he showed me a dirty condom, and he said, yes, a skins condom. Now I don't got to take medication for a month. Now she says she has to take medication for a month to make sure she don't catch any STDs. She says, as you know, those condoms only protect you from unwanted pregnancies, not necessarily STDs, okay? She continues by saying that she spent all day crying, processing what happened to her instead of enjoying her vacation in New York. She said at nighttime she had dinner reservations, but she went to the emergency room instead. She was in pain from what happened. By the way, I don't want to scroll all the way up, but she did say she was bleeding, right? So you see right here, she says to the point where I bled. So she claims she was bleeding, right? She continues, she said, I described what the person looked like to my friend. By the way, she consistently uses my friend to refer to Cenat, who had invited me. So a friend who invited me is Cenat. And he said he ain't know the person. However, after digging for a day and a half, I found the person's Instagram and that they've been friends for years. Here's a picture of Kai with the alleged R-word guy. And here is a message supposedly from Kai to her. So I guess this when she confronts him like, you do know the guy. She says, and by the way, she's in blue. He's in gray, if you're familiar with the iPhone settings. She says, that's your homie, for real, bro. Why you ain't help me? That's why you ain't go up. You knew what he was doing. She says, or he says actually, so that's what she says. He says, what the fuck? Yo, literally, I'm getting info as we speak. Are you fucking crazy? I knew what was going on? Question mark, right? She posts some more, I believe. This next one says, it's been 5 days since the incident, and I haven't been able to sleep or eat properly. I haven't been able to socialize or go to work. This is all I think about 24/7. I'm not looking for attention. All I want is justice. I want to stop him from hurting anyone else. Okay? Yeah. I think that's where this ends. There's a guy who seems to always, when it comes to calling people out, he's always with some shit. I think his name is Jake Sucky or something like that. It's kind of an interesting name, right? Jake Lucky or Jake's, I don't know what his name is. Anyway, he had some further tweets that supposedly, I think it was on our Instagram story, but it's now been gone. Okay, so here was the video in question, and I'm going to see if I could make this a little bit bigger. Hopefully I could see it. So this is the text conversation a little bit longer. I'll try to go through it. I guess this is her waiting, right? She's saying, what did you find out? He just says, are you good? She says, not really. I just want to know who it is. Then she says, can you send me the Instagram of the guy who checked up on me, please? Now, remember, according to her story, she says she goes upstairs. She goes upstairs and she is like, I guess, intoxicated and like she fell asleep. And I guess there was somebody, maybe there's another conversation that we don't know about, but she's claiming that someone allegedly checked up on her, right? And then she doesn't get an answer. She said, this shit is serious. I'm not trying to be annoying or anything else, but I'm legit traumatized. I don't care if it's one of your friends and you didn't want to throw him under the bus, but it doesn't matter to me. He did what he did. He has to pay for that, okay? Apparently, she found out the guy by, like, you'll see, like, there's pictures. So people kind of showed some shit. She says, found him. This is him in the picture. Damn, she found him in this picture right here. Okay. This is her in the hospital, I believe. She says, I'm going to be at the hospital all night. Just hit me up when you're ready to respond because I'm up. He messages later. By the way, I will give Kai the benefit of the doubt. This is different time zones. Kai has traveled to London as of the last couple of days. He's doing collabs. London is 5 hours ahead. Just giving context here. Anyway, she says, I'm doing the R kit at the hospital. Can you please help me identify the guy I sent you a pic of? Because it's him. She says, please don't tell him anything. Like, don't tell him I'm at the hospital or anything. I don't want him to have the time to make up a story or be on alert in case they need to investigate. It's better that he doesn't know. She also had an addition part of the caption. She says, for anyone asking why I'm saying he didn't help me identify the persons, because I sent him the picture of the person and got no response about it until I found hard evidence that they knew each other. And then even I still didn't get a name. His attorney, so I guess Kai lawyered up, told me the name just yesterday, 3 days after everything happened. I described everything in detail, and he told me he didn't know who it was. Like, she says, I don't care, though. It's not about Kai. Like I said, this is about that guy. She said, I'm sorry to Kai, but I'm not the one who created this mess. I'm sorry to have accused him over text of knowing what happened to me, since it's just an assumption on my part. Even though I have been shown absolutely no sympathy on this side, I sympathize with him. However, I will never defend the R word. I don't care if they're my family. Now, there's some context missing, and I don't know if the video will show the whole thing. Let's see. Okay, yeah, okay. So she gets another picture of him. I'm just kind of going into it. Kai says, it's him? Like, basically, like, what the fuck? That's him? She says, yes, that's the guy. Right? Who is that? Okay, whatever, Kai. Then he says, I'm in a meeting, currently trying to figure out that now. Hold on. She says, no, dead ass, it's him. Okay? She then, I guess, finds his Instagram, right? She says, I found it. Yes, it's him. I'm not slow, and I remember me and you have a lot of mutuals. They could vouch for me. I'm not a liar. This type of shit don't even happen to me. Is that the guy you sent to check in on me? Kai says, no. The guy I sent to check in on you, checked up on you, and left. I literally seen with my own eyes, you open the door halfway. Wait. I literally seen it with my eyes. You open door halfway, asked if you were good, then came downstairs. So I guess he's saying there's some other guy who checked in on this young lady, okay? Okay, well, that guy went in after. So she's saying, well, so there's another mystery guy that went in to check in on this woman, and according to what she's saying, she's claiming that Kai sent that guy. Now, I'm gonna give you some context as I'm still trying to read through it. If I was listening to Boom's audio yesterday, and I heard Boom say like, "Yo, why would Kai lawyer up?" Now, again, first of all, Kai's a multimillionaire. That's the top streamer on Twitch. Okay, his name, whether he's accused or not, is now dragged into this situation, and as the story goes, they're even discussing that Kai sent somebody to the room to check up on her. Now, granted, apparently, in Kai's defense, Kai says, that's not the guy that you're talking about. I never sent him. She's saying, well, after the guy you sent, he must have came in. All that makes is that now Kai is integral and important to the narrative of what happened. And if you ask why you lawyer up, is because when now you are in a situation like this, any correspondence, text messages, anything could be used later to basically paint you as possibly somehow liable. For example, who knows how this might sound to some people? They might say, well, Kai sent the nigga up there. That's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, if it's a situation like, oh, then I'll go up there. Like, yeah, she up there, go up there. That's a problem. So if you ask why he's lawyered up, I think that's a smart choice, even though, ironically, it's probably it probably seems like he's lacking sympathy, right? Because he's, on one hand, he's trying to help her. On the other hand, she's kind of unclear of what's going on. And by her own admission, where she said down here, I'm sorry to you, but I'm not the one who created this. I'm sorry to have accused you over text, not knowing what happened. Which means, and it's kind of giving me some room to believe that she may have told Kai or accused him, yo, you sent a dude up to the room who did something to me. Now that would be a crime. So if you're asking why Kai probably lawyered up, right? If you're asking why Kai probably lawyered up, the mere fact that you have accused him of sending someone up to the room that you believe have done anything to you, that might lead one to believe that Kai was complicit, which now means he has to protect his own interests. And again, you know, you could look at these situations many different ways. Maybe he's not just being an asshole to her or protecting his friend, but now if you just accuse him of setting the thing up, he has to protect himself as well. Now, you know, it's clear that maybe something happened to this young woman. You know, apparently, you know, we're gonna hear her talking a little bit, but she was talking about tears and all that type of stuff. But for the people who were saying, why would Kai get a lawyer? I would say it was a smart move for him to stop the communication, especially after she made an accusation that he was in on a potential first-degree crime. Okay. So Kai then says, I'm in the same boat as you. I don't know everybody at the party, so you got to bear with me. She responds, you're not in the same boat as me. I just had to take mad medication to make sure he ain't giving me no STDs. A man who I don't even know and don't find attractive in the slightest. I've been digging through all your friends' pictures to look for this man, and it's taken me an entire day and a half. I had plans in New York for the weekends and I had to stop to do this. You could have made the process a whole lot easier, but you didn't help me. That's your friend, and I know I'm not, so you can defend a R word. I'll handle this. He says, Fuck you talking about? She says, I'm so mad right now. You don't even understand. This is sick. I didn't deserve this. I did nothing to you guys. Kai says, ain't nobody defending Ish. I just told you. I'm about to find everything out. And that's what I've been doing. Okay? She says, like, why me? He says, why are you saying you guys? See? I don't like that you're including me into something that I'm trying to figure out. Don't start doing that. What the F? She sends another picture of them together. That's your homie, for real, bro. Why you ain't help me? And this is the accusation, almost. That's your friend. Why didn't you help me? You sent someone up there. You see where this is going, right? That's why you ain't go up. You knew what he was doing. This is the accusation. That's your homie. That's why you ain't help me. This is why you ain't go up. You knew what he was doing. So he said, what the fuck? I'm literally getting info as we speak. After this statement right here, he was very smart to have lawyered up. If that's what happened. Well, he sent a couple more messages. You crazy? I knew what was going on. What? I said, Jovi, I don't even like that at all. All jokes aside, that's not cool. This is effed up. Then she responds to the message that says, are you effing crazy? She says, LOL, I'm the crazy one? The victim in the whole situation. Okay. Then he says, you sent me the pics of the person. Now I'm getting both sides. I didn't know who was who. I didn't know who to look for. And now you pulled up pics. If you want me to help, you can't do ish like this. I'm not too sure what that means. You say you pulled up pics. I don't know what that means. Okay. What the F? She says, I'm not on some cool ish right now. Like, do you not understand what just happened to me? Literally traumatized. You're showing absolutely no sympathy. I have every right to feel and react the way I'm reacting. Like, I'm going to give you the details so you know how serious it is. Your friend R-word me in my booty as well. I've been bleeding ever since. Do you understand how embarrassing and how dirty I feel? And you know what he said when I asked him why he did what he did? He said because I was in his bed. That's the reason why he R-worded me, because I was asleep in his effing bed. That's his stupid excuse. I don't sleep around, and to be honest, if I wanted to have sex, I would have slept with you or some ish. I don't know who that is. I don't know that man. That's a complete stranger to me, since I don't think you understand that I was R-worded. This is not something that was consented to. I didn't want him. I never flirted. I didn't do shit to deserve this but sleep. That's all I did. Let me try to go back. There's a last piece right here. I can't see. I gave you a description right away and asked you to help me. Then I sent you a picture from the party that photographer took, and you kept ignoring me. You know he fit the description. Come on, use something. Okay? All right. All right, people. So that is the majority of what we know from these messages. We played what Cenat just responded. By the way, he's in Europe at this point, and obviously he's probably binded by his lawyer saying, "Shut up. You have to shut up." And this is unfortunately, he not that I'm prioritizing, trauma over careers. I'm definitely not doing that. But, he's almost seen as maybe somebody who could be on the accused side. He would like to probably clear his name, but his lawyers are probably saying, be quiet. Because anything you say online will probably, if it gets there, be used against you. He did mention something that was interesting, though. He said, he said, friend with scars, dreads, and I'm not sure if that means like scars like somebody with their nails scratched a nigga in the face type stuff. He didn't really say much about that. I understand why he didn't say much about that. If it's a situation where the details bode out that she was having intercourse with this guy, or he was R-wording her, and she scratched him when she realized, she woke up and realized this guy's on top of her, that's usually, that's a big deal and a big problem, right? You know, sometimes in these situations, like, well, they said, oh, yeah, you were down with it. According to her, she's saying that even when she talked to the guy said, I only did it because you were in my bed. Then she said, in reality, we could keep it a secret. Doesn't sound the best, I'm going to be honest with you. Now, again, I'm telling you, Kai is probably most worried about, you know, obviously, I would imagine, on our hope, he would care about, you know, her well-being, because she's mentally and, you know, emotionally just went through a very seemingly traumatic event. But Kai probably has to think about ramifications, whether they're looking at him for any wrongdoing, right? In situations like that, they might look at, well, did you or anybody else put something in her drink? How did she get so lit? Is she over 21? Is she legally allowed to drink? You sent her to the room instead of telling or finding a safe way for her to go home. Why did you do it? Again, it's the reason why he's not saying a lot. You get what I mean? And it's not because he's guilty. We don't know nothing about nothing, but you know, he got to kind of be a little bit careful.